Drummers against implied timekeeping, no sellout. Recently, there was an exchange on a video comment section on YouTube between two drummers. They were discussing different styles of music because one of the drummers, I think he might have been in his early 20s, was thinking about going into different styles of music to play the drums. And the other drummer responded by calling him a sellout, indicating that by going into the other style of music, he wasn't being faithful to his metal band or the metal music he was playing. And the exchange went on a little bit, and then I forgot about it. And then a couple days later, there was a drum clinic online, and that drummer said that he had overheard two drummers talking about selling out. So the term sellout is around. If it was on the comments section, and then you see it with this other drummer's clinic, the term not being true to your style of music by playing other styles seems to be pretty much around. And I want to talk about it a little bit because it is a myth. It has no basis in fact whatsoever. This idea of selling out started, I think, in the early 50s as jazz music and particularly bebop music, which at the time was the cutting edge of technical drumming. There were a lot of great drummers in the early 50s and then the mid 50s, late 50s into the early 60s. And jazz drummers were really on the cutting edge, as I say. But pop music started to come in around early 60s. And there were some drummers who did venture over from their jazz roots to play pop music because of the recordings, and the business was changing in music. Earl Palmer comes to mind, a fantastic drummer, and a more famous drummer called Hal Blaine, who did a lot of the Beach Boys and various 60s hits. And they surely can recall that they were mocked to be playing pop music because they weren't being a purist to the jazz and bebop. They were selling out. This term must have continued and has been around as drummers went from pop music into the late 60s into metal music, fusion music, which is bringing together different styles together. And I'm sure a lot of drummers were saying to other drummers, you're selling out by not playing pure to whatever you were doing at the time. This continued, and I know for a fact, I played all of it, including disco music. Disco music was really like the worst thing you can play on drums. If they found out you were in a disco band, I was in a disco band, played disco music, and various other styles. Besides that, I also played punk, metal, death metal, all the things that happened up until the year 2000 into now. There are always those people who feel that if you are not playing one specific style of music, you are selling out. And it's everywhere. And I think that it's something that is just false. By you playing different styles of music, it enhances your ability to whatever style you are presently playing in. And I think it is an absolute important thing for you to do if you can and get the opportunity to play in as many different styles as you can. Especially, when you were in jazz music, I think it is important that jazz musicians, jazz drummers in particular, should understand the principles of blast beats. And metal drummers, no matter how many blast beats you know and you can play at such a fast pace, you should understand the mechanics and principles of jazz music. And for that matter, reggae music and pop music and all the other styles you can, because it enhances whatever you're doing in that style at that moment. I am of the thinking the more styles you understand and know, the better the drummer you are. And that's not to say that if you stay on one style of music, you can't master it. But no one masters anything to the perfection. You enhance things by understanding other things. It makes you a better player. And that's why I wanted to do this video. I think it's important because I think it's everywhere. I think every style of music has its purists and think that if you go outside of it, you're doing a disservice and actually not as good. And I think that is just completely false. this will go on, I think, for the next 100 years. As long as there's music and a particular style of music, there's going to be those players, drummers in particular, that are going to say, oh, you've sold out by playing something else. And just not true. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me. I'm on twitter.com/drummers against, facebook.com/drummers against implied timekeeping. I want to welcome those of you who are visiting for the first time to just go through my catalog, because the things that I'm teaching are in the open-handed position, but their particular purpose is to enhance your independence, your power, and what I really want to do is enable you to become more of a creative drummer. And I have particular ways of going about that. Of course, I would like you to subscribe to my channel, because your subscription is the support and the inspiration for me to continue, and I thank you. Now, every once in a while, if something comes up that I think inspires me to make a video like this, maybe it's a rant of sorts, I want to address it, because I've heard it, and I've been playing drums continuously for almost 49 years. So this idea of selling out has been around long before I've been playing the drums, and I think it's going to be around for a long time in the future. And I want to dispel it as a myth. It's a complete falsehood. I want you to learn as many different styles that you can make yourself available to. And with YouTube out there, there's no reason why you shouldn't be listening to every different kind of drummer there is, because what it'll do is it'll help you in whatever style you're playing in at that moment. All right? Good luck to each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing if you have any comments on it. For my channel, I think it's important that you are never selling out by playing different styles of music. All right? Good luck to all of you. Let me know what you think. And I have a lot coming on the technical side. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So take care and keep me posted. Take care.